Hello, there we go. Okay. Hello and good morning, my crafty creatures. My microphone took a hot second to decide it wanted to work. Ooh, we are working on our fabulous and wonderful Captain Peanut. Starting off April right, and Mother Nature's kind of confused about how to start April up here. It started off as snow. It is right now sleeting outside, and there are rumors that it will rain later on in the day. So she's trying to get her precipitation right. We are working on color 797. We're gonna get it's great. Blah blah blah. English is hard because everything hasn't kicked in yet. Um, working on the starts of grapes. Tomorrow I will be streaming with Dast from 8 to 10 at 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Cause it's my day off. Woo! I always appreciated Hutchie. I've almost on my ginormous dragon. I've almost gotten the green the green dragon done. It has been a lot of green. Then I'm gonna move on to the blue one because that's the next one in line. So yesterday I did a lot of diamond painting, um, but I also did a lot of belly crawling around in my house. So if my voice starts sounding different, it's because I've been sticking my face and shit that I should probably wearing a heavier dutier mask than I am for. Uh, but I've been cleaning and organizing and fixing um, parts of my attic roof and dreaming too. I've been doing a little bit of dreaming because it's a ways off, but it can happen. But I started insulating an important bit of my roof. I have an old stick built home, and the roof and the ceiling where they connect is a huge air leak right now. And I have been taking out the old insulation that was cellulose, and not enough of it was piled up. And what was there, um, I'm pretty sure is half the reason the house has a dust problem. The other half is us in the wood stove. Oh, oh, that. I'm gonna have to pick up my brain for that, because New England homes have both. I know that where Dragon is, they don't really have cellars because the southeastern part of the United States is marshland, so you really can't have a cellar, um, basement, whatever you want to call it. My New England comes out when I call it a cellar. Um, oh, where are you from? Based on your vocabulary, I know how to properly use wicked good, or wicked, or digger. No, no, it doesn't sound right with the R. Digger. There we go. It's kind of like the dooryard. Um, wow, wow. uh, so, um, now my the they put a triangle on top of a square, and I have to insulate where the top corner of the square touches the inside edge of the triangle for the attic, so that I can redirect airflow up over the roof. Because when it hits the side of the square, side of the house, it goes up and in, like it hits the side and it goes up, and where that connection is just a gap, in every house, and the proper way to keep the hot air in and cold air out, and vice versa in the summer, is to stuff that gap with insulation properly. And that's what I've been working on. It sounds super complicated, but I literally took a 21-inch long piece of foam insulation. It was 21 inches long, 6 inches tall, and I put it in between two rafters and I pounded it into the spot. Oh, my poor little brain. I'm sorry. But these are the kinds of things that I do. And it wasn't a huge project, but it was enough to make me feel good about actually getting something done. And I took more trash out of the area. Like the entire area is just filled with trash. Just absolute shit. I think I had an infestation of squirrels since the last time I was up there. Uh, but I have, and it's a knee wall storage area, so it's never going to be seen after I insulate it. But at the same time, I want to put storage in there, and I have to be careful because it's right near where the door is. Because there's a reason it's becoming the studio area. It's not big enough for anything other than sitting down and uh, broadcasting. The destruction is way more fun. I still have one part of my house that I have not fully taken apart. Like it's halfway there. There's some major renovation that I got going on. And I'm sorry. I'm not like I'm not the normal tradie that I'm accustomed to sending you the TikToks of. Oh yeah, incoming ad break in a few seconds, so I'm gonna shush. Oh, maybe it's all done. Okay. I don't know. Um. Oh, there we go. Okay. Um. So yeah, I don't I have everything but the blue tongue lizards. Um. Uh. I need to get to the like. I need to tomorrow during the day is going to be fun and excitement and attic work, or basement work, because husband creature has it off too. So I think after he gets done his like little fast nap, I'm gonna uh brain froze. I'm gonna show him, because the uh the uh the post that we need to turn, the house jack that we need to turn, it's up too high, and we've gotten to the point where it's gonna start actually lifting the house. So I need his brute strength, and height, because it's easier for him to be like at chest level and turn it. Well, it's a little above his head, but not as far as it, because I'm literally, when I'm trying to turn this jack, it's up above my head. Uh, but for him it's not. So I'm gonna have him lift the house a little bit, and then I'm gonna try to clean the attic a little bit more. Big old houses. I mean, I'm I'm taking care of it best I can. Like I already have, it's already starting to form in my mind, like the studio space and whatnot, and how I'm gonna, where I'm gonna put the desk, where I'm gonna put all the accoutrements that go, because this area, the area that I'm working on is specifically for streaming and video making. Uh, it's gonna have low level countertops and lots of storage drawers, so I can put like yarn and stuff like that in there. But it's intentionally a sitting area because at 5'6", I scrape the ceiling in most of it, so it's not coded to be anything really. Uh, and the rest of the attic is tall enough, but this one little area is like a reading nook, like those little bohemian reading nooks you see on Pinterest, is kind of what I'm going for. Um, but it's gonna have like a desk with technology on it. And in Australia, snake could possibly mean death, because up here we have king snakes, we have garter snakes, we have very very rare where I live, but the next state over, which is a smidge south, we have rattlesnakes, but they're still very very rare. Um, we have they look like coral snakes, but it's red touch black fronted jack, red touch yellow kill a fellow, because we do have a few coral snakes up here, but the we have the red touch black snakes up here, and and yeah. um so I'm not scared of snakes per se. I have a healthy respect for them, and I would much rather have them run away. Like but the snakes, from what I hear in Australia, will wander around and pick fights. Like they're aggressive, and like mad respect, peace. I don't want to hurt you. I love snakes. I think they're gorgeous. I love how they feel. Like I like the snake feel. Uh, but we have friendly snakes, so I like toads too. When I was growing up, I would always look for toads and try to make friends with toads. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I think they're gorgeous. Like I love some of the color variations on that people will breed into boas. And I know, but I love snakes. But my house doesn't stay warm enough, and it would be, oh yeah, oh, and and they're very friendly. Like if you have a well-handled boa or python, they are very friendly. Like I'm not gonna be like, hey, let's put this 26-foot boa constrictor, because they're not tame, they're not domesticated, but they're kind of like cats, as they'll tolerate your existence. Like I'm that creepy goth girl your mom warned you about, but I don't have I don't have all the accoutrements, because I'm also like a sparkly rainbow unicorn. Okay, good thing I didn't finish that stitch. Oh, the first hour of my early one is always just fantastic, because I am not awake yet. I do my best because I set the time, and I know I could push it till later, but I set the time, and like the first hour of this one before the meds fully engage, oh yeah, it's great. Oh yeah, and that's what they need. Like what when the time comes where I will have a puppy or two, um, they will go everywhere. They will get socialized. I mean, Rune was like that when Rune was a puppy. From the time he was 8 weeks old to 6 months old, he went everywhere with me, and he was a good boy. All my other dogs I've adopted after puppy stage. Well, late puppy stage, I should say. So they already had been socialized properly and whatnot. Rune was my only dog that I got at 8 weeks old and was responsible for the socialization. It, it it's like a for a weird exotic animal that has a bad reputation. It's like it's a base requirement. Like I ferrets. I love ferrets too. Um, they're not known for their viciousness, but boy, they are. Like they're cute and fluffy and everything like that, and they're very friendly creatures. But they have a dark side. They are related to badgers, by the way. Anyone who didn't know, ferrets are related to badgers, and they have that attitude. uh, I love. I just keep thinking like there are some of the. I love the. I grew up loving the albino pythons. Um, with uh, with the yellow and the because they're not true albinos. It's kind of like, um, I had a white ferret. Oh yeah. I had a white ferret, but she was not albino. And because the person I got her from did not know, did not know how to tell the difference between boy and girl ferrets. Her name was Cyrano de Bergeron. Um, when I adopted her, I shortened it to Cyrano. We had to pronounce it correctly, so we had to pronounce it Cyrano because the way I just said it sounds like Sarah. No. Which I hear plenty in my existence. Oh, I I miss it. And I used to rescue ferrets because some people, much like puppies, some people get them and they don't realize what they're getting into. And ferrets are a little harder to rehome than a puppy. Last night I got all my hummingbird uh, bookmarks all done. And I decided out of the eight, four of them are going to go to my um, the activities director of my workplace, so that she can give them out as bingo prizes because um, the residents really like what I do, and I feel bad just like, okay, you like this here, because not everyone is like brave enough to be like, hey, I really like that. Could I have one? So I'm gonna give it to the activities director because almost everybody attends bingo. So I'm giving her some of the bookmarks that the hummingbird bookmarks that I just got done. I'm gonna give her some of the roses that I've gotten done, so that because I've been promising her for a while that I'm gonna toss her some of the stuff that I do. and I finally gotten enough of a bank to like a bank of completed projects that I'm like, yeah, I can totally. I really, I truly, just because like I'm looking for, I'm not upset where I'm working. That's not the thing. Um, it's it's just it's not what it's not my heart song. Uh, I like it. I'm not angry in the work that I do, but it's just not we're close. The heart song is close, but it's still a little bit of a discord. Hachi, have you had the opportunity to see what April's presents are? Were you still connected when I showed that off? Yes, the hat. I just want to be able to show to uh, that's what. And to be fair, I can whip out. I, I need to start working on Maze, the fairy dragon. I haven't even I haven't even thought about like fully what I want to do with that. So Maze is going to be a plush fairy dragon. Spoopy! How ya been? So it's the beginning of the month. Um, Started off Captain Penis here at 2.11%. I'm aiming, and I know this is a reach because it is. I'm hoping to get to 2.5, maybe even 3% on this guy this month. Um, I'm aiming for 5% on on Divine Instinct. Or whatever the next whole percent is. I think it's 5, but it could be 4. Let's make sure that I'm going down far enough. I hate it when I think like the camera's angled perfectly to see like all of what I'm doing, and then I'm working like on the very bottom, and you're like, what's going on? Whew. Ugh. I I have to wait. I can't do coffee early in the morning. I generally do a cold, um, uh, a cold caffeinated drink. I can do cold coffee, but the hot coffee is too acidic for my stomach before my antacids kick in. Uh, because hiatal hernias, yay! I, I was talking to last night. I was on the desk and I was also giving showers, and one of the residents, my last shower of the evening, we were talking, and she's like, "Oh, it sucks getting old." you can't bend down and you can't move. And I giggle because this particular resident fully knows that I'm falling apart at the seams, and the resident before her has roughly the same complaints and knows roughly the same things. And they're both like, "Well, you're so young. Just wait till you get old." And I had a really dark thought, and this is your warning. I had a dark thought, because as a type 1 diabetic, and this is something that if you know, you know, um, as a type 1, I was diagnosed at 14. Um, and the medical community back then and still today, um, very much stressed that if I start seeing gray hair, I'm a lucky one. Because the dark reality of type 1 diabetes is most of us don't make it much past 60. Um, God, most of us don't make it much past 30, at least in America, because of how much our healthcare system sucks. So I'm given this, and I don't say any of this to my residents because that is highly unprofessional, but oh, oh. Oh, that's so lucky. Um, but that's the cold dark reality of it is I might not live long enough to see or experience what these old ladies are truly complaining about. And I don't bring it up because I don't want them to think about it. But I wanted to make a TikTok, but I just gotten out of the shower, and because all the best all the best thoughts happen in the shower. Uh, but that's a cold dark reality for a lot of people who are diagnosed with chronic illnesses at a young age. Is the medical profession says you need to take care of this or you're gonna die. Like it's that black and white, and unfortunately with diabetes it's the truth, don't get me wrong, but it it's such a mantle to put on children. And I don't say these things because I'm trying to garner any sort of pity or sympathy, because in no short of crass terms, fuck your sympathy and your pity. Um, if anything, I want empathy, and I want um, a world where kids understand the consequences, but it's not pushed on them every waking hour. Because that's what happened to me. Is was diagnosed, and I was diagnosed at a different, already difficult time of life. I was diagnosed as a teenager, and that's all I heard. That's all I heard day after day when my sugars were out of control. Is if you don't keep your sugars in line, that's another day off your life. And that's not right. That is not right to tell a child. But I found my way into the type 1. um yeah, that's it. I'm over here like, hey, can I have an insulin pump? So I stop poking myself twice a day. Well, twice a day for long acting, and then if I put anything in my mouth, I have to poke myself, except for like water and vegetables. Oh, I went off on a resident because that's what they said to me. They asked me, "Should you really be eating that?" My boss was very proud of me because I didn't. But like when my boss knows that these are not things we should be saying to Sarah. And there's actually a really short list because I can handle just about anything. But when someone walks up to me while I'm eating a piece of cake and goes, "Should you really be eating that?" Sorry, I'm counting. I'm not being pensive in thought. I'm counting to see where the next grape is. So here and then there and then 1, 2 here.
My mind is like a hive. The thoughts and feelings of bees buzzing to stay alive, distracted and elusive. They collide
Touchy,
within my mind,
touchy.
and I struggle to think with my thoughts in
It's
mind,
almost
and
like
I push
you've
to
been
the
hanging
limit
around for a
of
couple of years
bracing.
now.
Lost in thought I wander, down a path to my
uh,
inner world. The complexity leads me to ponder, and the depths of my emotions swirl. Though the bees can get overwhelming, the inspiration they mold in their buzzing I find compelling, a reminder of the power I hold. So I embrace the bees within my brain, even when they drive me insane. For in their chaos, I find a refrain of the beauty and complexity of my inner world.
yeah. Well, I don't know. Is that a brighter note? And I love the name for the cat,
You may
Firecracker. That is
understand that this
perfect.
is my norm, and I have chosen to embrace the swarm, the swarm, the swarm,
Uh,
the swarm, the swarm,
and when I'm sharing stuff, I am trying to educate and enlighten. Just to like bring light to the darker aspects of things. Um, like the what just to shine light on the reality of some things. Like we have all have our squirrel dad for the darker sides of like the ADHD and the path for the autism, and it's different for everybody. Oh, oh, that's fantastic. My next two dogs, and I'm gonna try for puppies. They don't have to be litter mates or anything like that, but I'm gonna try for puppies, and I want to name them Karma and Chaos. And Husband Creature has already approved these names, but I used to have two cats, Toil and Trouble. So when when I was raising rabbits, it was a lot more fun. So um, I would, because you tattoo rabbits, and I used to pick short names um, that uh, were funny. So I had one litter of white bunnies. There were seven of them. Um, okay, so my brain can't count, but there was who, what, where, why, and no and, but there's who, what, where, when, why, how. That was a litter of bunnies one year. Um, One year I had red, green, orange, blue, and Bob. And these were white bunnies, mind you. All of these bunnies were white. uh, I had a litter. So my very first litter, I only had one survivor, and the survivor's name I named Glimmer because she was my glimmer of hope. And so when she had babies, I named her babies all synonyms of glimmer. So I had Glean, Glisk, um, Sparkle. So, so I had a lot of fun naming rabbits. Okay. fantastic. I had one bunny. Unfortunately, she didn't live very long. Um, Her name was Serendipity because she was truly a happy accident. I had a bunny named Serenity, uh, and my very, very, very first bunny, his name was Mystic, and he was gorgeous and he was friendly. Um, my other boy bunny, who he lived to be 12. His name was Prism, and he was my prismatic bunny. He was all white too, and he was one of my base breeders because his personality, he was just so calm and gentle, and that when you're breeding for show rabbits and when you're breeding for pet rabbits, you want that level of calm. And yes, it can come from handling, but I had a rabbit who was a show rabbit who no amount of handling made that rabbit nice. Oh, oh, that's fantastic. I might I, I might have to consider doing something like that somewhere down the line. Cuz that's another thing that I want to kind of do cuz you don't need a whole lot of space to do rabbits. You do need like a run yard. Don't get me wrong, they do need space to run around, but the cages themselves, they're pretty stackable. And my like when I was raising rabbits, we didn't have a farm level setup. We had our cages, we had 18 that we kept year round. And we had for the summer we had outside pens where we could the babies, once they were old enough, they would boys would go with boys and girls would go with girls as we went to shows and sold bunnies and whatnot. Uh, but yeah, their cages were like 2 by 2. It was a lot of space for a bunny. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I one of my friends, she bought Glisk. That's how I remember. I will always remember. It was a little black bunny. Her name was Glisk. She was Glimmer's daughter, and that was her very first bunny. And she still to this day has house trained bunnies because of the one bunny that I got her addicted to. And I had I had two bunnies that were in a play. I trained them to not be scared of applause, and they were very calm bunnies. They were in a play that called for kittens, and no one had any kittens. And I'm like, well, I have bunnies, so I love the TikTok bunnies that have the zoomies because bunnies being prey animals have some really cool zoomies. But I really like the ones where they're thumping at their owner because that's the aggression thump. That is the um I am displeased with you, or I'm mad. Like it's the angriest tone a bunny can get. But yeah, I miss I miss having that. I didn't like the cleaning out of the bunnies. That was such a pain in the butt. But rabbit poo is the only manure that is good right out of the animal. Like all other manures, you have to let age and whatnot. But rabbit manure you can use right out of the bunny. Ooh, okay, well, have a good night. Hutchie, thank you for stopping by. Much appreciated. Get good sleep. Mhm. Yeah, and the eating the bunny seems to be like the biggest like joke that parents people can think of to talk about a bunny pet. It's like I at at the end of November, so we made got their winter coats were nice and full and thick. At the end of November, any of the litters that we had, because we only had one litter a year, each one of our does only had one litter a year after Easter. So we did not do Easter bunnies. I do not promote Easter bunnies. If you want an Easter bunny, get a stuffed animal. I'm gonna take a deep breath and not jump on that soapbox. But if you want an Easter bunny, get a stuffed animal because bunnies are a multi-year commitment. They're not, and they do get big and sometimes they get ugly. But at the end of November, um, whoever we didn't sell or didn't have good good bloodlines for didn't show well, like they were kind of like um, they went in the freezer. Um, Made me super unpopular in high school, but I really didn't care. So, oh my goodness. Let's see. So this is the bottom where the grapes end. So I'm almost done this particular, and we're working on our first bunch of grapes. Oh, see that, and that's where teamwork comes in. So my sister and I raised the rabbits. My dad had no interest for this reason, for the exact reason you stated. But at the end of the season, he was the one who it, it was very quick. But he was the one who did the disposing and the processing of them. And up until that time, neither had I. It, honestly, like it's domesticated rabbit and wild rabbit are different. Domesticated rabbit is more of a. I know the adage is old. Chicken. Because they roughly have domesticated rabbits roughly have the same diet as chicken. Except they don't have like the protein like the bugs and whatnot. So chicken, I guess, would be a bit more wild tasting. Rabbits are it's a white meat. You can cook it at same basic parameters. And for me, like for like pigs and cows and such, um, it's dark humor, but I would much rather eat an animal that I know, and I go into this, and this is the glory of the tism, is the compartmentalization that I have. I would rather eat an animal that I know was raised specifically for this purpose, but treated well and loved and cared for. Um, fully knowing, like I told my bunnies, I'm like, if you don't get sold, you're gonna be dinner. But I still treated them well. Um, and I know there are points of view that would be like, you monster. That's fine. But I would much rather have my food source come from a place that I knew, and I knew they were treated well, and that their end was swift, and not drawn out. Not I do oppose modern slaughterhouses because of how they're designed. Um, animals, no, they're not dumb. My When it was being done at my house, the 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 ones on their last walk, um, were kept far away from where it was happening. I wish I could have chickens. Chickens for food. Yeah, chickens. And that's the thing is I get attached too. I Unless it were like life or death, I wouldn't be able to dispatch. Um, I would have no problems carrying and raising, but dispatching, unless I was actually hungry, would take a hot second. For me, like I'm not I'm not like I'm not the kind of person like, okay, so meatless Mondays. Okay, I've I've gone to college in America. I've gone weeks without eating a whole lot of meat. Um, but I'm not like I'm going to be vegetarian. Yeah. I'm I'll eat it. Like if I can afford it, I'm going to eat it. It's that kind of thing. Like I'm not veganism. Veganism is a little bit rough on me. But sometimes I'm passively vegetarian. It's not like, oh my goodness, it has. No, it's just I couldn't afford it, and so this is what I'm eating. I have nothing against people who are on a vegan diet. It's just not for me. It is it is too complicated for my poor little brain. If I'm hungry and I want to eat it, I already have to consider gluten. I don't want to have to think about anything else. uh, oh, that's fantastic. And that's that's what it is. It's butt nuggets. It's fresh butt nuggets. I want like for me, this is weird. I want like to raise pretty feather birds like male pheasants and peacocks, um, for their tail feathers when they molt. Um, Specifically, the albino male peacocks, their tail feathers are gorgeous. Ah, I like it. Yeah, I couldn't find any of my big elastics today, so my hair is down in a braid, and I'm not sure how I feel about it. Like, it's not that I'm opposed to having my hair down. It's just it's a weird feeling because I have it. I was smart today. I actually braided it, but when it's down and it feels like this, I'm always ready for it to fall in my face. So I'm over here. I'm like in the back of my brain preparing for it to fall in my face. Um, but it's not. So it's a weird. It my ready position is going for no reason whatsoever. And Spoopy, you haven't been on in a while. So I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you. Jules won. Jules won the February, March present of Vaporeon and Umbreon. I'll show you those, and I'll show you what April's present is. Once I drool on this piece of string. And that's right, folks. I I I I do not use wax. I use spit, but I do wash all my projects. They either get washed or they get like sanitized. Okay, so. Oh my goodness. These guys are going out to Jules. We got Vaporeon here. Vaporeon, I am very pleased with how Vaporeon came out. Oh, I got Umbreon. They're different patterns, different sizes, and funny enough, after I got both of these guys done, I found my array of Eevee, crochet Eevee patterns. So like they're all the same pattern maker, just with the different accoutrements for the different evolutions. Fuck. Okay. I'm waiting for it to connect better. There we go. Okay. So, April's present. There we go. There we go. But it's a flower petal hat. Its colors are purple in a gradient white kind of thing. But we good. And it has a tie. But yep, this is what we got going on for April. Oof. But that's what we got. And May is gonna be baby fairy baby dragon. Baby fairy, yeah, baby fairy dragon. It's gonna be a combination of the yarn inspirations for the baby dragon, the body and the arms and the legs, and I'm gonna find some butterfly wings from Crafty Intentions, and I'm gonna combine the two and and make something cute and kid friendly. The fairy dragon will be kid friendly. Not all of my stuff is appropriate for kids because of wires. Uh, tomorrow, um, tomorrow I'm gonna hopefully we have plans laid out. My Fridays have been very hit or miss. But I'll be on from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. So a more reasonable time for everybody, except for Hachi Mom, because it'll be in. Let's see if it's. It'll be the middle of Hachi Mom's day. She's in Australia, um, 13 or 14 hours ahead. I'm sure I'll start getting more viewers once we start getting to the good bits. Because right now, like with at least one page being completed, you can kind of see what it is. But these things are so huge that you're like, oh, that's pretty. Well, what is it? But I can't get down to where we want to be without doing the boring bits first. So that's why we're all here. My brain would stop freezing. That would be great. Mm-hmm. So there's a beat in the background of the song that kind of sounds like metal hitting the side of of a dryer, and I'm like, I'm up here going, I didn't put anything in my dryer. Why would my dryer be running? So I had to stop and listen to what it was, and it's the music. Today is my mini Friday at work. It's funny the way my schedule works is um I have my weekend off, which is 2 days in a row off. I work 4, I have a day off. I work 2, I have a day off. So it's like kind of like my half Friday. Um, or I get 2 Fridays in 4 days. So I'm kind of pondering like, do I want to try to like go above and beyond in housework? Do it because I can just do it tomorrow. Do I want to sit and craft? Like, what do I want to do after stream today? And Ooh. Oh. I have a pattern. It's a paw print with wings. Um, I I guess I would consider I designed it on my own. I took a couple pieces of clip art and worked from there. Mhm. Oh, someone just stopped in. Woo woo. Ah, Sanctuary. It's the one with its icon is a castle in the sky. And yes, you are in the channel. It's all good. I'm at a point where I'm at the end of the color on the page, I believe, and I don't think I picked a secondary color, so I gotta I gotta think about a new one or go through and see what one I'm interested in doing. Because I've done a whole 91 stitches today. Let's see. Let me zoom out. Oh, there's a couple stitches across the way, but not enough to take up the rest of the stream. No, that's not what I wanted. Okay. Oh, so this is our first bunch of grapes here. Funny enough, uh, it's over here. I'll move my camera, but like the last 5 stitches are a little ways over, starting another bunch of grapes on the next page down. Woohoo! Mm. Move over to my tiny T-Rex. He's still there. He's so cute. I love looking at him. Okay. anchor still. Almost done this color. Do da do da. How is progress going on the dragon with all the black? I've actually been making progress on my small commission. I got down to the roots where it's the rainbow colors. Oh that's just gonna go in the trash. This is what happens with needles as they age. The 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 head just bent, so it's gonna go in the trash. Oh. Yeah, Maine is having mood swings. It's hot, then it's cold, then it's hot, then it's cold, and then in return, my house is cold, then it's hot, and cold, then it's hot. Oh. Okay. 979 is done. And before oh, incoming ad break. Da-da-da. Oh, not fun. My British dragon is being sassy. Cause he doesn't go z z z z. He goes z z z. Oh. Oh. They used okay. So did they use the filament version of the B-52, or did they use the Snow White? I I was not prepared. Let's see. So 979 is all done on the page. Woo woo! Now I need to find the next color I want to work on, which is always, because I still have a lot. I still have a lot of colors available for me to just kind of to work on. So it's decision paralysis. You know what? I'm gonna go for 906 because I can. It's a green. Found a different dye lot, and I'm not gonna. I'll wait for later because I'm sure I'm gonna need it. Actually, no. I'll start with this dye lot, and because it's green and it's plants, um, I'm just gonna say it adds character. I the because the Krennic. I don't even know how to start to pronounce that word, but I used a lot of it in my White Buffalo Woman piece, um, and it can just die in a car fire. I hate filament. It's beautiful. I love its effect, but I I would rather. There's lots of things I'd rather do with than work with the devil's butt floss. Okay, let's get this together. Get it together. There we go. I I have I've been very good about not buying more heaven and earth patterns because I have enough already, and I have some beautiful pieces that I absolutely am going to do. Because I have the priority list, and gotta grab. I was like, "Where's my needle?" I just threw it out. Um, but I have the three that are in the front of my brain. Two of them are already on post, and one of them I have to finish kitting up. And I could get it on the racks, but I have a lot of kits that if I'm feeling the itch to not work on my monsters, I have kits that I want to tackle. Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. That's exactly what I'm talking about. 13,000 stitches of that on my Buffalo Woman piece. Okay, so we have moved up to 906. I'm gonna make some leaves, and yeah, you can see even in the camera you can see where I know there's a couple of discoloration. That's just, but I kind of like it because it adds a little bit of character. So, and they're leaves. Yeah. Oh, but Buffalo Woman is gorgeous. Like gorgeous. But yeah, ew. Okay, so we're we're working on some vines. That's what. There we go. I gotta push my keyboard in. I keep getting caught on. I got caught on the rails. So this this particular color is not. It's not a huge color on the page, but it jumps around in blocks. So I'm kind of enjoying that. Where Divine Instinct has a lot of blues, right now we got a lot of greens. And towards the bottom we'll have a lot of blues and purples because in all fairness, my favorite part of this entire piece are the panther heads that are having the wine pour out of their mouths. Like that is my favorite part of the piece, and I honestly might make my own little piece of just the head with the wine. I was cleaning up my crochet patterns on my phone and uploading them to my business Google Drive so that I can keep track of what I have. Um, and I found the penis crochet pattern. Well, it's impressive, and the way it is gemmed is admirable. But no, alas, I like the cat that's next to him. I'm I'm the person who you know like the sexy firefighters holding kittens. My first reaction is, "Oh, what a cute kitten." And it's not that I don't see the hunky male firefighter holding the kitten, is I just don't care. I want that kitten. Cuz at work apparently we hired a guy who's working on my shift, and everybody's like, "Oh, he's working there part-time, but he came in with a cowboy hat," and I'm so confused. Like that's I'm like, does he have something going on between his ears? um, does he have a kitten? And like all the day shift, we're like, oh, so jealous. I'm like, I, that is not what. Eh. Like I can admire a good looking male body, and I can admire a good looking female body. Like it doesn't register as a sexual thing for me. Um, yeah, okay. So that's where a lot of people are they're like, you okay over there? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. Why? Let's be fair. I have my husband creeper, and I love him, and he is not watching. So you know this isn't coerced. but I just get so confused. I'm like, why are we judging people on what they look like? Like they could. So I actually have an answer for that. Because and while I do sweep my hardwood floors, vacuuming gets dirt that's up down in the cracks, whereas sweeping pushes the dirt down into the cracks. But my first thought of why are we vacuuming? Why are we naked and doing this? Like, because I don't have any I don't have any carpet in my house because um, I don't like to vacuum. I mean, I have moods where I go around with the shop vac because that's I don't have a bitch ass vacuum cleaner. I have a wet dry vac that that can handle my house. uh, nope, not little too little. Yeah, but that would be my. Why are we doing? I have uttered the words. Well, that seems impractical before. Like this is not. I took a risk. I used a long piece of string, and now I suffer the consequences of that risk. Knots. fantastic. That is phenomenal. Ah. So now, so now you can teach them how to properly clean floors. I had to teach husband creature how to cook. I hope. Well, him and a former coworker. We helped him cook, learn how to cook. He wanted to learn, so we taught him. I still don't know what I want to do after I'm done streaming. We're doing pork chops, green beans, and I think rice. I don't know. Could be rice, could be potatoes. I haven't decided that yet for dinner. Mm-hmm. I keep forgetting where I am. In relation to the cross stitch, I know that I'm at my house. Physically, I know where I am. I'll be like in my brain, okay, you gotta do 2 stitches, then you gotta skip one, and then 2 more, and then I'll be like 1 stitch in and be like, how many stitches am I doing? Yeah, that's where my brain's at. Actually, looking at the time, it is halfway through my 3 hour stream, so I'm gonna take a fast 5 minute break to go stuff the stove, decide whether or not I want to put my blanket back on or not, because I'm cold, and grab a drink because I realized just as I was hitting transition to show this wonderful half awake face to the world, I didn't grab a drink. So as soon as I'm done fighting with this stitch, I'm gonna pop on my Beauteous, be right back, and it doesn't take me too long. I won't be gone couple minutes maybe. But maybe I'll find a bigger, a stronger hair tie that I can tie my hair back properly and not feel. Um, it's a hard feeling to describe, but I might maybe have words when I come back. But I'll be back. Okay, there we go. The only thing I was not able to do is find a better hair tie because my house is mad at me. It's mad at me for working on the insulation. Because I've been fixing things, and nothing major. Nothing major is needed to be fixed. It's all very minor fixes that have happened. But the house is not impressed, so it steals my hair ties. And it's all stuff that needs to be done. Like I'm I'm right now because some of the areas I don't need to necessarily worry about when I lift the house up when I'm evening it out with the basement. I don't need to worry about some things. But right now I'm just mostly cleaning out the mess, sealing the outside, um, making sure all my wiring is still safe because I had a rodent problem. And I can't just say mouse because I think I had squirrels too. Squirrels and or rats. But I've been slowly cleaning areas and taking stuff out of areas the house that I haven't been in a very long time, and the house is not impressed. I think one of the things I'm gonna do tomorrow in my adventures is drop uh my summer rims off. I know it sounds like I'm so bougie, but I'm not. I when I got rid of a car, I was smart and kept the rims for the new car. Um, Drop my summer rims off with the summer tires that I need to have mounted on the summer rims, because the rims that are currently on the tire um, are balding. So it is it is it is precipitating outside right now at my house. It's not snow. Could be rain. It could be freezing rain, or it could be sleet. I don't know as if it's sleet because I'm not hearing it on my metal roof. But it's not fun, whatever it is. And I'm just hoping the wind doesn't pick up because if it's freezing rain, I'm fucked. Because that's just what we need. Ice coated tree branches that have already like been knocked around by the wind. Yesterday was sunny though. I enjoyed yesterday. It was still kind of cold, but it was sunny. We this time of year is not. It's very gray. Okay, so I've picked out what I'm doing after stream. I'm gonna start sealing my hummingbird bookmarks, and then I don't know. That's all I got. I got one thing that I need to do so I can start in on that adventure. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Is that what I wanted? Yeah, that is. Okay. Ooh, hail is not fun. I think that's the one like precipitation that I'm genuinely like worried about. Like because it can do a lot of damage real fast and then you're stuck going um um and it's just it's awful. Laundry hell, no. I think I'm gonna whip out some paints today and do another background for one of my wolf stencil pieces. Ooh, um, is it does it have still like a loop that you can like pull out and loosen, or sometimes you just have to to if it's in like the middle of where you're working, just cut out and just have a shorter piece of string and work around it. Um, I, yeah. I do try to wiggle them free, but sometimes if it will still go through the hole, I'll just work with it. And sometimes it works itself out, but sometimes I just have to cut it out. And this is assuming cross stitch. With yarn, I snip it out and then I Russian. There's a couple knots that I use when I'm crocheting. Is I do the fisherman's knot where the tighter you pull it, the more you pull it, the tighter it gets, or just a wraparound single loop. Okay, let's see. Um, if you have a pen nearby, because you'll break. I've learned this the hard way too. Sometimes you'll break you'll break your needle trying to pull knots out. If you have like a pen with a fine tip, or a whip tool, the like the sharp pointy tool that I have that neatens up stitches. That one, those are good for pulling out knots. Oh, oh, just starting the thread. Oh, all the pain. Yep. Unfortunately, sometimes that happens. Trying to balance out how much string I have left and like where some weird stitching is, so I can just kind of like be able to stretch and whatnot as I need to. Because this color green is a vine color, so I'm working on the grapevine, or heard it through the grapevine. I've determined that we will never escape high school. It just the setting changes. So last night we had a new couple move in, surprise on April 1st. It was not a fun joke. Um, but we have one lady who lives across the hall from them. Now these people are the new couple is very friendly. They are not loud. They are very respectful. They're very kind. And this one lady across the hall is just bitching about everything that they do. Oh my God. Yesterday, her complaint was they have their door open. I don't want to see into their room. Now, mind you, she can just close her door, or she can not look into their room. And then later on in the afternoon on my shift, She was complaining because they were talking in the common area of the neighborhood. They weren't doing any harm. They weren't screaming or yelling. The lady of the couple was having a phone conversation on speakerphone, which we could see as disruptive, and we asked her to take it off speakerphone or go work in her room. But that happens too. Rip it. But I've determined that we never truly escape high school. So I am super glad that in high school, I was the one that got along with just about everybody. And no one really bothered me. I was that perfect balance. I was invisibly popular. Because I genuinely, what you guys are seeing here on stream is genuinely who I am everywhere else in my life. I don't have the energy to fake it. And if I am faking anything, it is the to it's the faking overacting happy. And the only reason I do that is sometimes I'm just too tired to genuinely be happy. It's like not that I'm angry or sad or upset. It's just I'm just existing. I don't have the energy to express any other emotion. But now here you are thinking that something is wrong and I have to fake being happy because you can't accept that I'm just simply existing. I have to do that one a lot with my family. Leave me alone, I'm existing. Yay! I measured just perfectly. And knots happen. They're a pain in the ass, but knots happen and we just get to bitch about them. I I don't I get told to smile more a lot and it's I think being told to smile is what caused my resting bitch face. Because when I'm happy or when I'm expressing like when I'm amused or like everything I feel and show and express is genuine. I'm not lying to you. If I say I'm pissed off, I'm pissed off. Even if my tone is neutral. If I express an emotion just because I'm not showing it to you, doesn't mean you shouldn't believe what's coming out of my mouth. And most of the time I'm just existing. Like I'm not I'm not soaring from the I'm not soaring from the sky in the sky on cloud 9, but I'm also not in the bottomless pits of despair. I just am. And I keep thinking the face camera is over here, so I keep looking over here. My left side's my good side. And I could move it back over there, but yeah, stuff. Yeah, I get it. And husband creature has resting bitch face too, which is hilarious, because every because he's not a dainty dude. Like he's a big guy, so people are always thinking he's angry. Um, yeah, this is too long for me to. don't need scissors. Yeah, I I laugh when I'm stuck. I don't often get stuck in that situation because I'm very fortunate that most of the time I'm I'm just walking. I'm on my own when I'm working. I get left alone. Um, but I I've tossed out a fake giggle here and there. But really, should I? Yeah, I get that. But if I do, I think about how silly it is that they think I need to laugh, or if I don't laugh out loud, but I was amused. Like for me to like genuinely like just laugh out loud, other than like a fast haha, like I'll giggle, I'll smile. Um, I have one coworker who he's the one who keeps telling me to smile, unless I'll be surprised. Um, but at the same time, if I don't out loud laugh, like I'll smile at jokes, and and like it's not at laugh level. I did have I had a really good laugh on my way to work this week, like Monday or Tuesday. My best friend has written a book, and I need to finish it up tonight and write a review. That's one of the things I'm doing tomorrow is writing her a review for it. But she sent me a text message, and she's like, "Well, if it's a nice review, um, I'll I'll put it on my socials." And I just started laughing because I'm the kind of person where I don't give bad criticism without a way to fix it. Like, okay, so in this sentence here, the wording was a little funny. What about this or what about this? For like, but as a reviewer, I'm not gonna be like, oh yeah, it sucked ass and whatnot. And yeah, yeah. Expressing emotion, however you do it, is perfectly acceptable. As long as it's socially, if it's out in public, it needs to be socially sanctioned, acceptable. In the privacy of your own home, however you express your emotions is fine. Out in public, it does have to be socially sanctioned. Or at least those are the rules I try to follow. Mm-hmm. I'm almost to 200 stitches. It's just been one of those days. I hear the mail truck. Let's see. I got my Hirschner's order. Let's see. No, I got my Amazon order. What did I order from Amazon? Ordered something from Amazon. I got it. And I'm just waiting on my Timu order. I got some fancy X-Acto knives that are the itty bitty ones that I can do detail work on. Oh, let me see how long ago it was. Okay. I was just talking about the mail truck being here and how I was going through what I've ordered. So I got an order from Hirschner's for some ornaments, and they showed up. And I got something from Amazon, and I can't remember what I got from Amazon, but I got it. But the more I talk about it, the more I have to go look. So I don't think it was anything. Okay, so I don't think maybe I don't. But I'm still waiting for an order. Oh no, it wasn't. It wasn't Amazon. It was AliExpress. I got uh spikes for claws on some of my meadow dragons. Um, that was the one that was sticking in my craw. Uh, and I'm waiting on some stuff from Timu. Like I fine tipped X-Acto knives, like so that when I'm cutting fabric out from around my bookmarks and whatnot, because when I get them, they're just little pieces of plastic, and I like to zhuzh them up a bit. And sometimes when I seal them on, I can't cut into like some of the finer details. So I purchased some X-Acto knives. I got some more lights for my canopy. Um, and yeah, I'm waiting for that because I'm super excited about the fairs that I've signed up for. Okay, on to the next weird spot. I'm hemming and hawing. I have the opportunity, and I might wait till my next paycheck, um, because I spent all my fun money on the two festivals. Um, my next paycheck, there's a a nighttime market, and I did enjoy those, and it's being run by a different person because the person who ran last year's, um, I don't have a nice way to say this, but she's a scam artist. Um, she gets businesses going and then runs them into the ground by blaming her mental health. Now, if that's true or not, I don't know. And I accept it at face value. But that does not mean I'm going to trust her with, like, holding my product, or trying to sell my product, or going to any of her events. Because, no. The events she ran over the summer were fine. Uh, but she rented out a very large venue and then blamed her mental health and yoinked everything. owing people thousands of dollars. And yeah, I just can't trust that. So, but a different event runner is running the one in August that I'm toying with. And I probably will. I'll probably sign up for it because it's local. Yeah. So I'm gonna do something that I generally don't like doing, but for the sake of count, because this area, of course, I'm down in an area where my camera's not aimed, but down in this area, I miscounted somewhere in here, and I don't want to take it all out, so I'm fixing it best I can. So far, I haven't had any count errors. We'll, we'll find out where it is because it's super weird. Because in here is off by a little bit, but I know that this lines up with the rest of this, so this line is correct. So it's all kinds of fun. Fun with green. Okay, so yeah, so far that count is still correct. Okay, here we go. Oh wait. That was just me getting lost. So still correct. Haha. Ha ha. Nope. Nope. Never mind. I keep thinking I found something. How many stitches do I have left in this? Do I want to play thread chicken? That is the end of the thread chicken game. So far it's worked out. I'm almost to the base. Okay. I'm very confused. I have 2 clumps of green. Let's, let's see if I can see which one's the not the right color. Oh no. Okay, never mind. I am batting. I'm batting something today. Hopefully my brain gets itself in order before I go play with medications. There we go. There's where the error is. So we're gonna fix that ish. Best we can, where we can. It snowed just enough for snow to fall off my roof. Three. I have to go this way. 6. 3. Oh, 6. 3. Hair is starting to invade my face. Okay. So, this area right here is this way, one more than it should. So, further down the color line, I'll be swapping one spot for another. We have hit not only over 200, but we have hit my area code. We are at 207, which is with as many colors as this page seems to have. I'm kind of surprised that I'm getting to the 200 goal I set for myself, just because when it's block color, it's literally sit and stitch. But every color in this page is just all over the place. It is like this page is confetti hell. But now that I know that this green is the right count, I can see where I should be going with the remaining bits and pieces of it. Now, how to do this? Because this is the last area of this color, so 2 color finishes on a page today. If I can get my squirrely ass little brain to figure it out. And push comes to shove, we have another one that's just like one off. So, I'll take a risk. Risk management. Which in a weird way it kind of is. Like how much does me swapping a couple of miscounts off affect the long-term goals of this project? As a professional, I know not much. But I also know how to fix and weave and stuff like that, so though the mistake is there, it's not highly visible. Oh my goodness. Okay, there's that. I only have a few stitches left on this color, on this page. And then we go back to, I have no idea what color we're going to work on. I should pick one of the big ones and start working on that to fill in some of the gaps. But at the same time, I'm like, eh. What? I have to. I'm at the bottom of the page right now, so I gotta get my way over. So 2, 3, 4. After 4, that's what we got. One. Two. I can already see the leaf shape. The that's the back curve of the leaf, and then that's the center part going down. There we go. Color done on the page. Color number 2 done on the page today. And I got over 200. Woo woo. It's the little things. Always celebrate the little things. And yes, I could absolutely set bigger goals, but nah. Okay. And that's part of the the weird, interesting aspect of planning what colors I'm going to be working with is sometimes like the 906 looked like it had a lot more to it. But it did not. Alas, it did not. And so, oh my goodness. 906 I might actually have enough of this bobbin to use all of it, use the same dye lot, and not have to worry about it too much. And the color difference isn't massive. It's like maybe 1 or 2 shades. So it's not, or maybe even just like half a shade. Only reason I notice it is I have bright lights. But it's still roughly the same color green. Kind of curious as to why 905 was off running around. Okay, still connected. I take 906 off. Okay, I'm gonna bite the bullet and I'm gonna pick one of the big colors. That one. Yep. Okay. So we're doing 500. It's a shade of dark green. Oh. Okay. So dark green. 500. I do not think I will get this color done today because we only have half an hour left, and while this color isn't like totally all over the place, it is not just a straight block shot. I do kind of have to pay attention to it is what I'm getting at. And I might clean out a bobbin. I'm trying to get rid of the cardboard bobbins that I have. I keep them for when I make up kits and sell those. But I don't want them in to be used on my like project collection because they just can't handle it. But when I rescue collections and they're already bobbinated, I'm not gonna look a gift horse in the mouth. So that's a piece of string. That's a piece of string. Okay. Let's see if I can find the spot where I could. I did find the spot where I could start big. There we go. There's a huge chunk of color that goes right down here that I can probably squeak the last half hour of time out with it. Okay. There we go. So, yeah. We're setting up the top. Okay. Stitch down. Is it not a loop start? least for the top row, I'll always be able to start out with the colors of the window border. Ish. Hyper focus to the end. Skip 1, 2, 3. Oh. Please get to the end of this semester before ending it. Someone moved. How do I know this? The dogs booked it to the someone moved thought process. I made a mess. Last time I put this color away, I made a mess. Because I thought I had lost the piece of string. Today's been really, like, I feel like I've gotten a lot done, but at the same time, I still kind of feel like I didn't get anything done. When I was working on my very first, what I considered to be a large project, and then I met Buffalo Woman, it felt like that sometimes because it was so very detailed with confetti colors and whatnot that, like, I could work 8-12 hours on it and feel like I got nowhere with it. And whereas some of the smaller pieces, you start working on it, you're like, oh yeah, I got it like half done. Like the commission piece I'm working on, I get like halfway down the page and it's like, oh my, well, page being page being in air quotes because it's a virtual pattern, and like I work for like 3 hours and I've gained like 8%, and I'm like, yeah, yeah, and yeah, so. Either call dance or divine instinct are those projects. If I work 12 hours on this dude, I will maybe get half of a percent. But he's almost 500,000 stitches too, so I gotta. Occasionally, my brain reminds me to stop. Okay, so one less and then two less. Two less is good too. Even and real. one. Got a stitch on the last rose. Happen. Skip one. I was I was looking at Facebook and I had an ad, one of the many ads, um, and there was a cute little like Minecraft box, and it was a lamp, and I think that I'm gonna have a conversation with some of my savings because it was fucking adorable. Oh yeah. Well, in the hot 10 minutes it took me to look down and look back up again, because 10 minutes. I'm now looking out my window and it is having some fun outside. Doobie doo. So 3 less months. One and 5. Oh, oops. I missed 3 stitches, so I'm gonna put them in because I highlighted them. I'm like, those stitches aren't there, but they are. Zombie rave.
Lights flicker and the shadows rise in the night. The undead cries, strobe lights flash, bring the fear. The darkness whispers in your ear. Our will turn as we embrace. Dance with ghouls in this haunting space. The ground shakes. Zombie rave.
Okay. I'm gonna finish up this line because I'm almost at the end of the string. I'm gonna call it a day. I'll give you guys stats. I'll talk you.
Join the undead, let's misbehave. Beat drops and heart stop, here we go. To the night our numbers grow. Neon lights cast evil glow.
And having getting the color done, actually, funny enough, means I can maybe work on some small colors. Because tomorrow I'm streaming with Dast, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. ish. We'll see what sound problems we have this time, because them's the rules. But let me get. Nope. No. Let me hit my check mark. Okay, so we did 304 stitches, which is amazing, because I really didn't even think we were going to get 200. We went from 2.18% to 2.24%, so that's a pretty good increase. Tomorrow I'm going to be working with Dast, and I don't know, I might do the little colors because we talk so much that sitting and swapping colors isn't a huge thing. I don't know, but thank you for the gift of your time. Remember to drink your water, take your meds, be kind to yourself without harming others, and be kind to others without harming yourself. And stay warm if you're in a cold spot, stay cool if you're in a warm spot. I'm gonna try to get this yuck out of my throat, which I've been trying for a better part of a year now, but I'm lurking if you need me, and if not, I